In Delicious in Dungeon, Senshi calls this a tart. It's made with slime, dungeon fruit, and scorpion broth. So despite being a potential war crime, I just had to recreate it. Peppers were steamed, apples were diced, slime went in raw. I didn't ask any questions. That's someone else's job. But with season 2 on the way, I needed answers. Does this thing actually taste good, or is it just edible fan service? This is my take on the Man-Eating Plant Tart from Delicious in Dungeon.
And in case you guys don't remember, this bad boy is what we'll be recreating today. Now, let's talk ingredients. In the anime, they use unripe fruit, slime, and scorpion broth. You know, pantry staples. First up, the crust. In the anime, Senshi uses the dungeon's version of bell peppers, so I am too. To stay true to the anime, I too am steaming them using a double boiler. But to make my life easier, I'm also torching them to blister the skin. This makes them peel easier, taste better, and stops them from turning into a pile of soggy sadness. So once they were peeled, I patted them dry, cut, and beat the living crap out of them to get them to form a little bit better into our cast iron pan. Why cast iron? Because it looks vaguely medieval and could double as a weapon if any basilisks come asking questions. And there you go, that's our pie shell. Sort of. Don't think about it too hard, okay? Next, the filling, which in the anime is described as a mash of unripe fruit, slime, and scorpion broth. For the body of the filling, I'm using mashed potatoes. I know it technically isn't a fruit, but neither is half the stuff I've seen in fruit salads, so whatever. In the meantime, let's get the rest of the fruits ready. For the filling, I'm using apples, because that's what it looks like in the anime. And it doesn't not make sense, right? So I cut those into some nice chunky pieces till they look something like this. As for the toppings, I'll be using what in the anime looks like shallots, which I'm peeling and halving, till I have adorable baby boys like this. But I threw these into the oven next to the potatoes to roast for a little, cause raw onions just don't belong on, oh, whatever the hell this thing is. Next up, cherry tomatoes, which I also cut right down the middle. Now unfortunately at this point my camera died, but all I did was mix in the mashed potatoes with some cream, chicken broth, which I'm sure tastes exactly like scorpion broth, and egg yolks, because this is still a pie, quiche, tart thing. And for the slime, what better real-life alternative do we have than egg white? I mean, look, it's so gross. And after mixing everything together, we finally had something that looked edible, but felt confusing on so many layers. Now, all that was left was to fill this monstrosity. So I filled it about halfway with our filling, then threw in our beautifully cut apples, and topped it off with the rest of our filling. I chose to bake it, cause yeah, we aren't cooking this over an open flame like in the anime. That's where I draw the line. After about 40 minutes, once it was set, I removed it from the oven and added our colorful tomatoes, followed by the shallots. And there you have it, the Man-Eating Plant Tart. Anyone else as curious as I am to know how this terrifying thing will taste?
Alright guys, moment of truth. Now, I've made a lot of terrible decisions on this channel. This might top that list. Cheers. Would I be happy if I was served this in a dungeon? Yes. Is it good? No. Now, while I see what they were going for, I can't recommend anyone go try to make this unless you're trapped in a dungeon and it's your only option. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. It means the whole world to me. And remember, I do stuff like this every week. Sometimes it's actually pretty good. Other times it's whatever the hell this was, but it's always fun. So I hope to catch you all next week.